We would like now to continue with SZV, and this Ms. Boertje, Parveen, she's gonna share the screen with us in a presentation as to the role of SZV in national development. So first of all, Parveen, are you with us?
Yes, good morning, everyone.
Okay. And I would first give you the opportunity to share your screen from your end, and only if it doesn't work, we'll jump in, okay?
Good morning to all participants in this Zoom session. Good morning to listeners and viewers as well. SZV is very pleased and honored to be able to give a reflection on the National Development Vision of Sint Maarten. And we definitely applaud the initiative that is being initiated by the government. Today I will share some reflections, and being the third speaker, there's always the risk that some other items has already been mentioned. But fortunately, there are also some new items that I would like to bring into the discussion. So first of all, and it has been mentioned by the other speakers as well, the National Development Vision is a extremely...
Just 1 second, Parveen. Do you want to do the slideshow? Because now you're just doing slide per slide, and you did have the slideshow up in a while ago.
I would like to ask you to do that from your screen then.
Okay.
Because when I switched over to the slideshow, I lost the connection with the Zoom.
Okay, okay. So let's do it like this then. Go ahead.
Okay. The National Development Vision, an important initiative. It has been mentioned by other speakers already, and SZV joins that thought. We definitely applaud the initiative, and we are very honored to be able to make our contribution today. As we see it, and it was mentioned by Mr. Ortega from the Chamber as well, the country Sint Maarten is currently on a crossroad, and there are important decisions to make. The National Development Vision will help us steer and guide us into the right direction. And like you mentioned in your introduction, Ms. Diana, the pillars are all intertwined. They are equally important. That is also our reflection. And you cannot see them apart from each other. So I was really happy that you highlighted that also in your introduction. That was a message that we definitely support. We are in favor of looking at the development vision as an integral document and not so much into the division into the different pillars. We do understand that for analytical purposes and for deepening of the discussion, it is very important that we have some chapters or themes that are defined. The keywords in my presentation today are quality of life and innovation. And that is also the role that SZV sees for itself in the community. Our role is more locally oriented, even though we have investments abroad that are important for the sustainability of our funds. However, you will notice that my contribution will be more locally oriented today. Collaboration between all stakeholders is key. It has been said many times, and I think there is no wrong in emphasizing that once more, that SZV, as part of the stakeholders group, is stressing on the importance of collaboration between all participants. So I will deepen this discussion a little bit more in the further slides. However, the importance of collaboration cannot be underestimated. Without collaboration, I would like to state we will not be able to achieve any of the goals which are currently in the ambition of the National Development Vision. What's in it for me? I had to laugh because Mr. Ortega mentioned that already in his presentation. And this is also one of the themes that we have highlighted. What's in it for me? Let me elaborate on this point. Collaboration and cooperation will only be achieved once all parties involved have a clear understanding of the bigger goal, but also have a well-defined vision of what their benefit will be once they are collaborating and involved in a national vision like this. For SZV, what's in it for us? It is an opportunity to be part of a bigger automation and innovation transition that the country is going into. Currently, SZV is making that transition, and we cannot wait for more organizations to join and to make us better as well. Because one of the learning points, and I will speak about that also a bit later, one of the lessons learned for us is that we can only make our services and projects better once we have the feedback and the inclusion from other stakeholders. So we have big plans with innovation, we have big plans with automation, digitizing services, but there is work to do, which cannot be done by SZV all alone. And we don't want to be alone in that. So let that also be clear. E-government, it is briefly mentioned in the National Development Vision, but we are pleading to give it a more central theme. E-government, smart working, not only for governmental organizations, but also for all the stakeholders that are working with government. How can we ensure that our data exchange, quality of data, familiar theme in the meantime, how can we make sure that the data we have is reliable and is accurate? We need that for statistical reasons. We need that for benchmarks international, but we also need that for our own planning purposes. How can we, as a health insurance company, as a pension benefit company, how can we properly plan if we do not know what the developments of our country are? And that is something that we have to make sure that that data is available internationally and also locally. That brings me to my other theme. A healthy Sint Maarten is a healthy SZV. And this equation goes the other way around as well. A healthy SZV is a healthy Sint Maarten. Improved healthcare is one of our ambitions. But we want to move from stepping in when it's too late. Healthcare, in the sense of cure as a treatment, is never a good point of departure. The best way to make sure that we have a healthy Sint Maarten, a healthy population, is actually to prevent that you are needing the cure, to prevent that you are needing the treatment. So more and more, SZV sees itself as an advocate of preventative measures, quality of life, wellness, and preventing you to make use of any treatment or any medication. That is actually a change in our perspective. And when I look back in the past few years, we have really gradually developed in this whole prevention focus. And we are not there as yet. I would say we are now transitioning into prevention. We have legislation and laws that are actually preventing us to do more in this field, which cannot be the case. So this also means a fresh look at very outdated legislation that SZV is currently executing. So that is also one of our ambitions that we would like to see back in the National Development Vision. What can the institutions do within the legislation to make sure that prevention is more focused and is better highlighted than it is now. And for those that are like kind of into the details, we already know that the current legislation is not sufficient and we need to change that legislation. So moving away from healthcare, that needs to be paid by everyone. And it pleased me to hear the former speaker mentioned about compliance, contribution. Everyone has to contribute to the social system, which is not only healthcare. This is also unemployment. This is also pension benefits, because it cannot be that no one wants to contribute and everyone would like to get the fruits of it. It has to go both ways. So everyone contributes. A increased compliance is one of the foundations for a healthy Sint Maarten. More detailed for SZV as an organization, we are also changing ourselves. Of course, the COVID-19 crisis made us expedite our changes, but in all honesty, SZV was already on the path of changing their view, changing their outlook. We are changing our way of how we look at things. We are much more open to any developments from the outside. We are much more open and flexible to be able to change outside developments into our own organization. And that is the flexibility for SZV to be able to be able to, how to say that good? Yeah, to adjust to changing environments is also something that I would like to see back in the development vision for Sint Maarten. Flexibility, ability to change, and do not get stuck into old ways of thinking. And I think that is an eye-opener that we can all use every once in a while, because we are, habitual items are also familiar, and it feels safe. And we have to get motivated to step outside of the comfort zone. So changing the movement, changing the way how things are. Without collaboration, I said it in my contribution already in the beginning, this will certainly fail. That is a fact. So when we start collaboration, also have a clear defined plan. What is in it for me? And how will that contribute to the rest of the organization and to the rest of the stakeholders involved? Within that collaboration and within the development of the national vision and eventually a national plan, SZV would like to continue to be a contributor to this. We are serious and dedicated to the cause, and we are pushing e-government and e-SZV to the max. We would like to continue on this path and are looking much forward to other stakeholders to join us and make the whole better. So we're not only looking to make SZV better, we are looking to make the whole of the economy better. Digital governmental public services has many opportunities to change and adapt into the new and more modern way of working. We would like to take up that challenge and contribute in making the service delivery to the general public high priority and modern and flexible priority. So let us be able to be agile and change whenever the need is there to change. One of the items that is mentioned in the National Development Vision, and we were very pleased to see that, is the emphasis on human capital. As a professional organization, that is a day-to-day ambition and challenge in itself, to be able to be a platform where human capital can develop and can thrive. Of course, we're talking about leadership positions, but it's not always leadership. It is also about expertise. It is about specific knowledge, legal knowledge, for example, financial knowledge, IT knowledge that we have to capture and increase. So we do not only have items that we would like to be adjusted in the vision, we also see this item of human capital that we definitely support and applaud. One of the items that I think is a little bit, it is not as much highlighted as we wished, is the changing of behavior of customers, but this is also citizens and individuals. We are moving to a new time and age where modern ways of communication are being more important. Compared to other parts of the world, Sint Maarten is not as digital savvy as we would expect. So there is a lot to gain in this area. The individual will become more proactive, and we also will put more matters into their hands. They will be more self-reliant, self-sufficient, and less dependent on different institutions. So my question to the group is, are we prepared for this changed behavior of customers? And are we prepared as a country, Sint Maarten, to be able to handle these customers? And then you have a group of customers that is not ready or not willing to make that change. How are we going to assist them? At SZV, we are calling that digital inclusion, make sure that no one is left behind. And I think this is also a plea to include digital inclusion as a theme in the National Development Plan for those that are not able to make that change on their own. In closing, there is only way to go, and that is forward. We must move forward. In summary, SZV's vision surrounds on the themes of collaboration, a healthy Sint Maarten, not only when it comes to healthcare and wellness, but also financial health, quality of life, with a more emphasis on preventative measures, care as the more important theme compared to cure, which is in retrospect, you're curing medication to treat an illness, but care is more preventative. And finally, when it comes to innovation and digitizing, the expedition and also the implementation of a e-government and e-services for individuals, businesses, and other stakeholders that are government related. I also have some lessons learned to share, and I hope this can be helpful in the way moving forward. SZV is pleading for more inclusion of stakeholders across the board. A solid plan will do half of the work. Once you have a solid plan, which has a well-defined goal, a well-defined planned result, the finances will be there. And I know that is easily said than done, but I would like to make clear that it is so important that planning can do half of the work. And many times we see good initiatives and ambitions, but they are not so well defined as we would wish they would be. So make a solid plan, make a good plan, and the finance will be there. But let us not only look at financials, let us also look at human capital, an adequate solution to a well-defined problem. Human capital, not only leadership positions, but also in expertise. And then tapping into the discussion that was started last week, a question to the panel. Is there a disconnect with the youth? In the previous slide, I explained about customers changing their behavior, clients changing their behavior. But is that really so? Or is the youth perhaps more laid back and think that everything will be organized? I don't know. It's a question that I have. So perhaps in the discussion we can delve into this topic because that will be very helpful to us as well. Having said all that, SZV hopes to have contributed to the National Development Vision with some themes that we believe can be highlighted more. We are also very pleased with the draft that is currently there, and we are ready to move forward. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you very much, Parveen.